Hello, it's Sadie. I wanted to come on and do a divine masculine energy reading today. It is June 30th, Thursday, ruled by the planet Jupiter. And so the divine masculine energy right now is kind of in this space of the Hanged Man. There's a want to move forward, but a need to stay put for some reason. Circumstances beyond their control that they may have had to come up and deal with or come against this past week. Definitely having to shift their perspective, change the way they're thinking about things, or change the way they're going to approach something or do something. There also may have been a minor setback, could have been an illness or some sort of injury that has sort of had them laid up where they cannot move forward or take the action they were planning to take. And so this energy is kind of giving them a divine pause. It's allowing them to reflect. It's allowing them to really think about what they want to do, how they want to move forward. There's a lot of contemplation. And definitely a lot of air energy with the Four of Swords, but there is also an aspect of healing and rest, renewal, getting sort of this replenishment, taking a step back, having that retreat energy, replenishing their energy, replenishing their resources for some, so that when they are ready to move forward, they are poised and able to. So that's kind of the energy that I've been picking up on with the divine masculine. There's also this desire to, again, communicate, express themselves, but because they're not feeling 100%, there's kind of like they're holding themselves back, waiting for better timing, all right? So with that, let's get into the Lover's Path Tarot, tap a little bit further into the connection, see what's going on. Bottom of the deck is the Prince of Cups. So there may be an offer coming. And then I happen to look at this card, which is the Lovers, Isis and Osiris. So definitely an offer of love, confession of love. I'm hearing a reignition of romance. There's definitely a desire to do that. There's a lot of physical desire coming from the divine masculine right now, but again, they're kind of being stopped for whatever reason. This energy is around them and it's very, very strong. So they kind of have to rest up a bit before they can move forward. Let's see what else wants to come through. Oh my goodness, so many things are falling out without me even. All right. Higher self, Holy Spirit, guides and guardians of unconditional love. It is clear that you guys want to bring some messages forward about the divine masculine and divine feminine energy and connection at this time. So what further messages do you want to bring forward with this reading? One more. This one's popping out. Okay. So again, we have the Prince of Cups. This is pre-shuffle energy. This is at the bottom of the deck. So this is kind of the foundation of where the divine masculine, where their head is, where their heart is, wanting to give you a gift, wanting to give you an offer, wanting to reach out. For some, even just wanting to express their love, because we have Isis and Osiris, the Lovers, the divine counterparts, the twin flames. But if you know the story of Isis and Osiris, there was a period for them where they had to be separated because her brother Set, out of jealousy, killed Osiris and then dismembered his body. And then she was able to, because she was a magician, find his parts and resurrect him and bring him back to life. So why that came through right now is because it's really related to this healing energy. It's really related to this Hanged Man energy. There is this need for whatever reason, this divinely guided need for the two of you to be separated at this time, for healing to take place, especially because the Four of Swords has come out twice. It also came out in the cards. We have the Two of Coins. So the Divine Masculine might have a lot of things that they are juggling at the moment. This also could represent financial instability, or being sort of having to overexert, having to do too much, working too many jobs, having too many things that they have to juggle, and needing to make a choice. But their heart's starting to win out, because we have the Ten of Cups. So this is long-term potential. This is commitment. This is love. This is happy ending energy. This is what they want. This is what they truly desire. And they feel it very, very strongly. And they're riding towards this victory, however it comes, in whichever way it comes. But what you have to understand is that, you know, this journey is a marathon, not a sprint. And it takes as long as it takes. This is kind of like the hero's journey. If you know the story of Odysseus and all the trials and tests that he had to go through to fulfill his hero's journey, to fulfill his destiny. It's kind of like the Divine Masculine's energy right now. Divine Feminine coming out again with the Four of Cups. Like, when is he coming? When will he be here? Where is he at? Why aren't we there yet? I want this Ten of Cups energy now. But again, there is something here about the divine timing of the masculine needing to go through his journey, needing to be on his path. And also for you as well, because through this time of separation, you have learned, you have grown, you have become more spiritually equipped than you ever were before. And that is your purpose as a divine feminine, to awaken your spiritual truth and to access all of your spiritual gifts to create the most abundant life. You're meant to evolve into the Empress energy. And so again, my advice to the divine feminine who is feeling in this Four of Cups energy right now, disappointed, lost, bored, dissatisfied with the current circumstances, trust and believe that there will be a triumph. This is the World energy. This is a successful completion of a karmic cycle. This is leveling up, entering into a whole new level, a whole new world of possibilities. And there's this beautiful embrace, because that's what you're heading towards. No matter where you're at on the path, this is where you're heading towards. And so if you can just focus on that, focus on this World energy, focus on success, focus on happiness, instead of focusing on lack and focusing on what you feel like you're missing out of on the moment, you will allow yourself to heal as the divine masculine is healing, and the situation between you will heal for the highest good of all involved, because you coming out as a Princess of Coins are meant to create and manifest and build something beautiful on your own without the divine masculine during this time. This is about stepping into your life purpose work, about creative potential. Really tap into your creativity, tap into your emotions, all this emotion that you're feeling. Remember, we are in Cancer season. And so it's the power of the heart. It's the power of the emotions. The emotions are what propel you forward. And so if you can, again, focus on the triumph, focus on where you are headed and not currently what you are feeling. and channel that energy into something creative or into something that you love, into something that you enjoy, you are going to be highly, highly successful at this time. Bottom of the deck, let's see what it is. Transformation. This is healing. This is transforming. The energy of death, Pluto and Persephone, rebirth. There is a huge rebirth. There is a huge resurrection here. But again, the process of rebirth is like the process of a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. The caterpillar is living its caterpillar life, and then it wraps itself in a cocoon, and it literally dissolves itself to transform and grow wings. And so if you're feeling in this low space, feeling in this grief energy, feeling really depressed, remember, you are a caterpillar and you are growing your wings to become a butterfly. And the wings have to be grown in the darkness, in that cocoon space, in that healing space, on your own. It can't be done with the other because they have to go through the same process. All right. So beautiful, beautiful energy coming out for both the divine feminine and divine masculine. Let's get some further messages from the Healing Light Lenormand deck. Bottom of the deck, we have the dog, number 14. This is all about loyalty, love, support, really having your back, really trusting and believing that everything is working out. The dog is an energy of commitment and dedication. And so you just have to be dedicated to the process and commit yourself fully to it. Higher self, Holy Spirit, guides and guardians of unconditional love. What further messages do you want to bring through right now for the divine feminine? Wow. Okay. The ring came out. This is about promises. This is about commitment. For some of you, you will this year get the commitment from your divine counterpart. It's here. They want it. They're ready for it. And you guys are both moving in the right direction towards it, because we have the Messenger, which is the Cavalier, and the traditional Lenormand deck. This is the energy that's coming towards you. Divine Masculine is coming towards you with a commitment, with a promise, with security, with support, with love, with pure intentions. However, at this time, there is some energy around the divine masculine. We have the energy of the whip. So this is an energy of conflict. What I'm getting, especially because at the bottom of the deck is the birds, that this is like conflicting energies around the divine masculine. Maybe people who are not of the highest good for the divine masculine, trying to steer him off path. This could be some karmic energy. So again, even though it's showing up, they're moving beyond it. They're moving beyond it. And they're ready for this love and this commitment with you. It's just they've got to go through the process of clearing this karma and moving through their own karmic cycles on their hero's journey first. All right. So with that, let me get into the divine feminine message, because there was one that came through really, really strongly today. You are not meant to suffer. And I'm going to repeat that because it bears repeating. You are not meant to suffer. So if you are feeling like this journey is too hard, you're suffering, you're really in a state of despair, you're not happy in any sense of your life, you need to hear this, okay? I'm going to quote the Dalai Lama for a minute. One of my favorite quotes: pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. So what that means is, when you incarnate into the human body, you have to experience some level of pain, even those on the ascension path. And sometimes for those on the ascension path, you experience more pain than most others. It's part of your journey. It's part of your soul growth. It's part of you understanding your power and your connection to all that is. But through that pain, it's the purpose of pain is to help you to understand your strength, is to help you to grow into your divine destiny. And so if you're at a point where you feel such despair, such heartache, such grief, that you're suffering, or you feel like you have to suffer to move forward, that's not it at all. The energy of suffering is kind of like the 10 of Wands and the 9 of Swords, and it's actually keeping you in that vibrational state of suffering, of victimhood, of lack. And Spirit was really, really, really insistent that I give this message, because some of you feel like you need to be in that space and you don't. You need to release attachment. So the Buddhists believe that suffering is the root, that attachment is the root of all suffering. And so this is a time to release your attachment to the outcome, release your attachment to the when and the how it comes together. This is your time to surrender into faith. And just, it's not about detaching from the love. It's not about detaching from the person that you want to be with, but it is about detaching from trying to control how it comes. Our part is just to be ourselves. That's the work. Be yourself. Be the fullness of yourself. Let your light shine. Be everything that you came here to be. Free, fearless, like the card that I pulled for today, which was the Queen of Wands. Be that free spirit. Shine your light. That's who you're meant to be as the divine feminine. That's your purpose. And whichever way and whichever form you choose that brings you the most joy, but is also helping to serve a higher purpose for everybody. All right? But if you're in a space where you just feel like lost and angry and confused, Spirit's like, no, just take a step back. Find what it is that brings you joy. It can be something simple. It can be music. It can be meditation. It can be, laughing, drawing, whatever it is that brings you joy. That's what you need to do right now to get out of that space, to get out of the heaviness of the attachment and the grief and the loss, because you are not meant to suffer. You are meant to thrive. Again, pain, the purpose of pain is for you to learn to overcome and to ascend beyond it, to transcend it, so that you're in your light, you're in your flow, you're in that divine feminine energy, which is the Empress energy. Just relax, just allowing life to be what it is, but abundantly creating everything and manifesting at will without any effort. That's our true state as the divine feminine. And so if you're not there, really take a look at where you're putting your energy. If you're focused and really sort of fixated on everything that's not working well for you, if your time and energy is spent complaining or being unhappy or looking outside of yourself and comparing yourself to others, these are all things that are going to reinforce that lack. And these are all things that are going to reinforce your suffering. And it's a challenge, but it's such an act of self-love to let go of, again, trying to control how things happen. Our work is just to be ourselves. The universe's work is to kind of move all the pieces together, move all the pieces of the puzzle together so that it comes together and it all fits together perfectly. And that's what is happening for you now, if you can trust and believe in that. All right. So with that, I'm just going to get into some final messages. We'll use the Lorena OG deck. Oh, one second. So part of why they brought up the whole suffering thing is because I meant to do this vow revocation on this video. So if you're in that state, and that's not everybody, but if you're in that state, especially when it comes to your divine counterpart, Spirit guided me to share this vow revocation so that you're clearing the energy and getting out of the energy of suffering. A lot of times, especially like through past lives, through other incarnations, we make vows. And those vows we kind of carry through other lifetimes, other incarnations, and they can impact us now because energy never dies. And everything is energy. And so you are an eternal soul, infinite soul. You've lived hundreds of millions of lifetimes, whether you believe that or not. You have no end. And so you might be carrying a lot of that energy of suffering from other lifetimes, and it's time to clear it. So this is the revocation, all right? Just want to breathe. You want to be in a peaceful state. You want to connect with yourself. I invoke my mighty I Am presence. And in my sovereign state, I hereby revoke, release, and clear all vows of suffering in this or any other lifetime that I have made, known or unknown, throughout all time, that are blocking the flow of love and abundance to me now. I am that I am, and it is my divine birthright to have love, abundance, peace, joy, happiness, and freedom in all ways. And I gratefully and graciously accept my birthright here and now. Thank you. And it is done. That's all you have to do. Just speak it aloud. Speak it aloud and it is done. All right. So now we're going to do the final messages. This is the eternal messages from Lorena OG. What does your divine counterpart, your divine masculine, want to say to you now? And I know I use pronouns like he and she, but whatever pronoun works for you, whatever fits, that is what matters. All right. It's the energy. It has nothing to do with gender or sexuality. All right. So, okay. I'm feeling the consequences of my choices and actions. So they're definitely feeling the consequences of their choices and actions. They're definitely in this contemplative energy, really assessing everything and in a state of reflection because they want to make things right with you. They just want that opportunity. They've been manifesting the connection and sending you messages in the 5D. And like I said, for some, there is an offer, proposal, promise, commitment, love, a gift. There's big offers coming to the Divine Feminine. And bottom of the deck is, I know you're my twin flame. So don't doubt, don't worry, trust the process. You are both on your hero's journey, and everything is coming together perfectly as it should. All right? Sending lots of love. Hope everyone has a beautiful and blessed day. Take care.